Welcome back to Trusted Transitions. In the studio with me now, I have Melinda Stewart, owner of Smart Moves. Good morning, Melinda.
Good morning. Here we are again.
Boy, Sundays. Well, it's actually Tuesday. We pre-record. Tuesdays roll around quickly. So we have some great questions for you today, covering the topic of timing and home preparation as we sit here in the dead of winter as it's cold outside and we're thinking about getting our homes ready to sell. The question is really to maximize your home's value for a spring sale. Early preparation in late winter is key. Hiring a move manager now will allow us to tackle logistics before the peak market rush. How does starting in February and March help home sellers beat the peak season rush?
I love the idea of starting now, even if you're not thinking of listing till maybe April, because it gives you time to do some of that sorting. And by sorting, you can decrease the amount of things you're moving that you don't really want anymore. And then when you're closer to listing your home, we can focus on getting the home kind of picture ready, listing ready. If you wait until you're listing, we don't have time to do that sorting ahead of time.
Right. And that process can take a lot longer than a lot of folks think, right? As we know, because we've been doing this a while. We talked last week a little bit about just sorting through, and then it can take time having family members come through the home, right? And kind of decide which heirloom pieces of furniture and things like that they're going to take with them. So there can be discussions on that and conversations, and this all takes time, right, for everyone to feel like they're part of the process, right?
Exactly. The more time you give yourself, the more options you have to check with those people, to maybe get items donated to places that are important to you, to try to sell items. If you wait, it can still be done. It's just that your options for doing that become more limited because of the time schedule. So, either way we can make it work, but it's always nicer to keep your options open.
And that holds true, too, for booking vendors, right? Like painters and landscapers and things like that, too, right?
Right, because everyone's going to get busy. It's sounding like this is going to be a hot year for the real estate market. So as people are all getting ready for that push, the sooner you can plan, the better your chances are of getting things lined up.
Right. I know painting's a big one. That's one of those items on the list of, should I fix it or should we list it as is? Oftentimes it's painting and just making maybe some changes with lighting fixtures, some lower cost things to get that home looking, curbside appeal, maybe, putting some flowers out front in the spring, things like that. But these vendors book up fast. And if you don't schedule them now, even for a few months out, you might be surprised, especially painters. These guys are, they're a few months out right now. So how can early decluttering specifically impact my spring listings performance?
Yeah. So by, again, thinning things out early, then we can really focus on getting that house ready for those pictures to go online. That's where everyone's looking to find their homes these days. So the pictures can look great. Again, your house, I'm sure, is lovely as you're living in it, but we don't usually show our house for sale the way we live in it. So by decluttering, just depersonalizing
right,
a little bit, just kind of
yeah.
clearing spaces so we can really highlight the best features. Then once you put that house in the market, it's going to really attract the most buyers.
Right. No, that depersonalizing feature or task is right, spot on. Home buyers, when they're out touring homes, they really want to picture themselves in the home. So those just photos of family and things, which we're really proud of, it's wise to pack them up, put them in the bins, put those bins in the garage, or put them in storage, right? Even better if you can, depending on what your timing is and what your schedule is for the move. So let's shift to service and expertise. What, for the benefit of listeners, do you provide a comprehensive roadmap for both the move and for the sale preparation?
Yeah, so we're working in partnership with our real estate partners to kind of put that whole plan together. And we're working on the game plan for the move, what needs to happen for the sorting, the getting things from A to B, if things need to be shipped to family, if again, coordinating selling of items, donate of items, and then we really rely on the realtor to help set up the timing when they want pictures taken, when they want the listing to go live. And then once that closing date is set, we're working to plan backwards with the seller so that we can coordinate their move accordingly.
Melinda and I do work closely together on projects, and I can tell you the timeline on the listing side, typically in this market today, if a home is in good condition, and once we get past the taking care of those maintenance item issues, homes are selling in 1 or 2 weeks. We're getting offers on homes, and we're still in a multi-offer situation on homes too. Homes are still, it's not as robust as it was during the COVID years a few years back, but we're still seeing multiple offer situations. So is a good time still to put homes on the market. And with interest rates recently coming down another quarter point, we saw a big uptake and surge in mortgage applications, I know, in the industry. And just overall, we're starting to get those early calls for home buyers wanting to go out and just tour. There's not a lot of inventory on the market right now. So if you get your home ready now and you get it out there, it's supply and demand, right? When there's a lower supply of homes and a high demand, that usually means you can get a better price. So it's a very good time to list a home right now. And I should say in the next few months as we roll into early spring, if you get it on the market in early spring. What about coordinating with third-party vendors for repairs and staging? How Smart Moves work on that?
Yeah, so we like to, if the client wants, we kind of can become the point person to help coordinate a lot of those appointments and set up the timing to fit into the game plan that we've come together with. Some clients really like to do that on their own, and that's completely fine. But if they want us to field some of those calls and get the schedule set up, we're happy to do that.
Excellent. For many seniors, move managers provide specialized emotional and logistical support because moving can be stressful at times. Does Smart Moves offer or provide any type of additional emotional type support?
Yeah, our team, we are senior and specialty move managers. So our team goes through a lot of training about communication and supporting and bringing compassion to the process. So that's really our mission as specialty move managers, to be there and help navigate, listen to stories, make decisions together, and support the client during the process.
Right. And I can say, because I've seen Melinda's team in action when they go into a home for the first time, and I've watched this myself. And as a certified senior real estate specialist as well, I've taken classes and I have specialized training as well, similar to what Melinda's team has taken with their certifications. And it really does come down to listening, really, right? And getting on that one-on-one emotional level with the seller, listening to those life stories. This is an emotional process. They've been in this home, and if you're listening, you've been in your home for many years, maybe decades, and it's tough. It's like leaving a family friend. That home has been there for you, right? So we enjoy listening to your stories, to learning, to hearing about the great times you've had in that home, and helping make that transition not stressful, not sad, but let's find ways to preserve the memories, right, from those years. How can we archive pictures together? How can Smart Moves help you take some of those heirlooms and move them on to your next location, right? That's all part of that process. And so working with a certified senior move specialist on the real estate side and working with a credentialed move management team like Melinda has with Smart Moves together, that is where you're going to get the best, I think, experience and the smoothest transition from where you're at today to where you want to be in that next home. Melinda, how will you manage the purging process to make the move itself more affordable? Yeah,
so as we're working, again, having that sorting time to make some of those decisions, and then really looking at options. Are these things you're offering to the buyer? Are you offering them to family and friends? Are we trying to sell items, donate? And the more of that we can do, moves, the cost of a move is based on the volume of what you're moving. So the more you can make those decisions ahead of time, the more that's going to help reduce the cost of your move.
Right. And do you often recommend estate sales? Is that something that goes in, or what qualifies for an estate sale and what doesn't? Where do you kind of draw the line on that? How does that work?
Estate sales can be great. We work with some different estate sale companies. They have different rules. Sometimes there's a minimum dollar value that's needed for the sale. You need to have ample parking, different things like that. So it's great if it's a fit for you. Sometimes our clients are taking all their best things with them, and there's not really enough left for that full house estate sale. And then we have other options to look at from there.
I guess my final question this morning would be on the professional credential side. What associations or what credentials do you guys hold at Smart Moves that differentiates you from just anyone? Like when Tracy and I tried starting up our own little move management company, and then we met you guys, and I said, oh, these guys know what they're doing. I think we'll just stay in the real estate side of things and help our clients sell homes. And so what are those credentials that you guys have? Yeah,
and we appreciate that, leaving it up to us as the experts. We are part of the National Association of Senior and Specialty Move Managers, and we're really proud of that. We've been members for over 15 years, and we follow their code of ethics, which is really important to us. Our move managers are all certified, which means we have ongoing education we need to maintain. And then as a company, we have a A+ accreditation, which means we've been peer reviewed. All of our insurance has been checked, and everything's kind of proven to be in order, that we're operating as an ethical company with strong policies and procedures.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. Highly credentialed. Well, it's been wonderful having you in the studio again with us here, Melinda. And I'm so happy we're able to cover the topic of preparation now in the cold of winter, getting things ready, because spring is going to be here in a flash, right? So
it's going to be an exciting spring.
Make the call now. And if listeners wanted to call you to get that free consultation scheduled, what number would they call?
414-526-5242, or check our website, www.smartmoveswi.com.
And of course, you can always find any of the folks on the program here, including Tracy and I, at trusted-transitions.com. So thanks for listening, and we'll be back in just a minute with our next segment.